Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here then hi, my name's Jade. I am 26 and I have a little boy who is 9 months old, and on this channel I do vlogs, day in lives, cleaning videos, haul videos, just a bit of everything in general, beauty videos as well. But yeah, you'll just find on my channel a load of different kind of videos. And if you do like those kind of videos, then be sure to stick around. Hit the subscribe button before you leave. I'd love to have you on my channel, and I love to have you stick around. But yeah, today's video is all about self-settling. Is that right? Yeah, self-settling. So I did a poll on Instagram and asked would people want to see this kind of video, because I did get a lot of messages on Instagram asking me how I get Harrison to settle himself to sleep. I can't say that, it's a bit of a tongue twister. Yeah, so a lot of people were asking me how do I get Harrison to just fall asleep on his own, and the answer really is I don't know. So basically I just kind of trialled it out, the self-settling and stuff, because I heard loads of things about it, and Harrison would never just settle himself to sleep. It did take a while, but I just found that once I started doing it, he just got into the routine of it, and now he'll go to sleep himself. So I just place him down in his cot and he'll just go to sleep himself. So what I did, I basically just trialled it out. So when he turned 6 months and it was time to go in his own room, in his cot, for nap times I was just taking him up at the times where I normally, you know, when he's normally getting cranky and grouchy and he just wants to sleep, when he's getting sleepy. Basically all I did was I was putting Harrison down, as I say, in his cot, in his room. So like morning I would just put him down in his cot and just try it out, like, and eventually he would go back to sleep. Sometimes I do have to go in and give him his dummy to help him go back to sleep. But really, more often than not now that he's used to settling himself to sleep, he just goes back to sleep himself. If he wakes up in the night, when he goes down at 8 o'clock every night for his, like, to go to bed, if he wakes up in the night, sometimes he does want his dummy. I do go in and give it him, but I'll wait for a bit first. I'll wait like a minute or two to see if he stops crying and goes back to sleep. And if he doesn't, then I'll go in and just be really quiet. I'll just stroke his head, give him his dummy, and then he'll go back to sleep. Sometimes I will go in and take the dummy out, but more often than not, he just spits it out himself once he's got back to sleep. He doesn't really sometimes need his dummy to go to sleep. He'll sleep. He'll just fall asleep if he's tired. So these are just the things that we did for Harrison, and he just kind of learned to do it. I don't know. I just, obviously everyone wings it, don't they? And I was just winging it. I was just trying out to see if it would work for him, and it did. It did take a few tries. Like some days he would just not go to sleep. I'll put him down in his cot wide awake. I'll give him like a toy or something to play with, and then as you'll see, I'm going to insert a clip now. You'll see that I just place Harrison in his cot. I give him like a toy. At the moment he's teething, so I just gave him like a teething mitt thing for him to play with and chew on if he needed to. And then I just gave him a little book. It's like what's the material one where it like makes the noise, like I can't describe it. You'll know what I mean when you'll see it. So I just gave him that, and he plays with it for a little bit, and then he'll just go to sleep. And I always put on his owl as well. I think that really helps him to go to sleep. So I'll pop him in his cot. I put his owl on, so he's white noise. And yeah, he just goes to sleep. But as I say, it took him a good while to learn to settle himself to sleep. Sometimes he takes an hour to go down. Sometimes it takes 10 minutes. It kind of just depends really. But yeah, sometimes if he does take an hour, he literally lies there for ages and he'll like cry out. He'll pull himself up on the cot. I'm trying to get, well, not trying to get out, but he like pulls himself up on the cot, and like obviously he's he doesn't speak or anything because he can't, but he kind of calls out for me, like he'll make his baby babbling noises, and I'll just go in and I'll just grab him and I'll just place him back down, on like lay down, and I'll just stroke him, and then I'll go, hey baby, time to go to sleep now, like go to sleep, and then I'll just leave the room. And then I just kept doing that, I just kept going in, soothing him, making sure that he knows it's time to go to sleep. And then eventually he just knows that when I go to put him in his bed now, he knows it's sleep time, he knows to go to sleep. I close all the blinds, make sure that it's as dark as possible as it can be, and yeah, he just goes to sleep now. And as I say, it did take a good couple of goes to get him used to it, but I just try to be as calm as possible and quiet as possible. So when I'm going in the night, for instance, and I'm giving him his dummy, I'll try to be really quiet and try not, if he does wake up completely, I try not to like make eye contact with him. So I'll just go in, come behind him and put his dummy back in, and I'll just stroke his head and leave, and then he'll just literally go back to sleep. But he doesn't always wake up in the night, and if he does, as I say, sometimes I can hear him on the monitor and he's crying. I don't always go in straight away, because I feel for me, if I'm always going in straight away, he just relying on me to go in and give him his dummy, so I don't. But if he's crying like for ages, obviously I'm going to go in and soothe him. But I try not to. I try to just let him cry out a little bit, but I don't like leave him there for ages crying. He'll probably cry for like a minute or two, and then he'll just settle himself back to sleep, and that's without his dummy. That's without me going and giving him his dummy. But as I say, if he's crying for more than, say, a minute or so, I will go in and give him his dummy and just stroke his head, and he'll just go back to sleep. But because he's got the owl, if he wakes up and it's like got a sensor in it, so if he wakes up, the owl will go back off again, so the white noise will come back on, and I think that helps him go back to sleep as well. And he's just used to that because he's had that owl since he was like a newborn. So it's probably gonna be a bit of a challenge to get rid of that when he's a bit older, but he'll probably just grow out of it and just sleep anyway. But I think we've just been kind of lucky as well. Harrison's never been a really bad sleeper. He's always been a really good sleeper. He's slept through the night since he was like 12 weeks old, something like that. He just started sleeping through. And I know that all babies are different. Not all babies are good sleepers. But I do believe that, you know, babies will sleep through eventually. It's just trial and error, I think, with a lot of things. Like some nights I would trial maybe not giving him his dummy, see if that helps. If that doesn't help, and if they want a dummy, give them their dummy. Or some babies need like a bottle of milk to help them fall asleep. If they need that bottle of milk to help them fall asleep, then that's fine. But I think for me, what helped as well was when he was like a little baby and he fell like completely asleep, I would just take his dummy out and take it off him, because he doesn't need it all through the night to, you know, to suck on, to see them to sleep. I'll just go in and take it off him when he's like fast asleep, and I did that all the time when he was a little tiny baby. But now he just spits it out himself when he doesn't need it anymore, when he's fast asleep. But yeah, I used to just go in and take it off him. Or a bottle of milk. He doesn't really need milk to fall asleep. Harrison's never really he's not had a bottle of milk in the night since he was a really tiny baby. Sometimes if he's really like cranky and he wakes up in the night and he's maybe had a bad dream or something, because he used to go through like have a lot of night terrors, then I would go in and give him milk, and that would help him like go back to sleep. But as I say, I've not done that for ages. He's 9 months now, and I've not done that for months. Harrison will just go to sleep every night at 8 o'clock, and he normally wakes up about 5, sometimes 7. It just kind of depends. If he wakes up at 5, I do try to get him to go back to sleep, so I'll go in, or James will go in and give him his dummy, or, you know, just stroke him and soothe him back to sleep. But more often than not, he doesn't go back to sleep. If he's awake, he's awake. So at 5 AM is normally the time that he'll wake up. So if James or me can't get him to go back to sleep in his cot, we'll just bring him into our bed, and I'll just try and maybe get him to go to sleep. But sometimes he does, and sometimes he'll sleep, he'll go back to sleep till 7 or sometimes half 8 if I'm lucky. But as I say, more often than not he doesn't, so that means we have to get up for the day. And if he wakes up at 5, then he's probably wants to go back down for a sleep about 9ish, so I'll wake up, give him his breakfast, and then he'll go straight back down about 8, half 8, 9 for a nap. Yeah, sometimes Harrison does fall asleep in my arms when I fed him a bottle, and I just go and put him in his cot. But if I know that he's getting tired and it's due his nap time, I'll just literally place him in his cot, wide awake. Sometimes I give him a little toy to play with, sometimes I don't, and he'll just fall asleep straight away. But they're just some of the things that that I found that helped me. So like taking their dummy off them when they're fast asleep. I think it's just if a baby knows that they need a dummy or a bottle to help them go to sleep, they're going to want it every time, aren't they? They're going to want it every time. Like if you're rocking them to sleep, they're going to wake up, and if they wake up crying, nothing's going to get them to go back to sleep. The only thing that will get them to go back to sleep is the thing that they're used to, so like a bottle, a dummy, or you rocking them to sleep. Or if, like for instance, when Harrison was younger, when Harrison was a little baby, sometimes I would take him out of his next to me crib, snooze pod. I'd take him out and then I'd cuddle him and rock him back to sleep, put him back in, and if he woke up, he's not going to settle himself back to sleep because he wants you to rock him to sleep, if you know what I mean. So I think it's kind of slowly taking away the things that they're used to and then getting them used to sleeping, going to sleep themselves, and then that's all I did. So in the day I would just practice it and just put him in his cot. If he didn't go to sleep after like say 20 minutes, I would take him out, I would try rock him to sleep, maybe give him a bottle of milk if he was hungry, or give him his dummy. So those kind of things I tried to stop doing. And now, as I say, he's used to it now. He's used to going to sleep on his own. I can just put him in his bed and he'll fall asleep on his own. And yes, I do give him his dummy sometimes, which I don't mind doing. It's not like he's waking up 6-7 million times in the night for his dummy. If I'm lucky, he'll wake up maybe once or twice and I just go and give him his dummy. But as I say, if he cries for a minute and he stops, then he'll fall back to sleep and I don't need to go and give him his dummy. It just depends, I suppose. When he's teething, like at the moment he's teething, and to be honest I thought that he would be having difficult nights sleeping, but he's actually not been. He's been fine, and if he just wake up, I'll just give him maybe some Calpol to help him with his teeth, or just put some Ambisol oil on, put his dummy in, and he'll go back to sleep. And yeah, he's been self-settling now since he's probably about 6-7 months old. You know, if you're struggling, maybe just try those things. Try taking away the things that they're used to, that they need to soothe them back to sleep, and see how you get on with that. But every baby's different, you know. Don't feel disheartened if your baby is not self-settling and you've tried everything. You know, it's just unfortunate some babies just I don't know, maybe just don't. But I am a strong believer that babies, if you train them to do things, they'll do it. And if you train them to lose those things, to help them to go to sleep, they will start to sleep through eventually, and they will start to settle themselves back off to sleep. It's just trial and error, I think, with everything that you do. But yeah, don't feel disheartened. You'll get there eventually, and every baby's different, every baby's sleeping pattern's different. We've just been really lucky and fortunate that Harrison's been a really good sleeper since he's a little tiny baby. But, you know, he does have his nights where he wakes up continuously several times. Not every night is smooth sailing with him. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed to my channel already, then please do be sure to subscribe. Click the subscribe button. I think it will be over here or down below or anywhere. Just click the subscribe button. I would love to have you on my channel. It would mean the absolute world to me if you would subscribe and like this video. If you want me to do any more videos like this, then please just let me know. Leave a comment down below. Also, I'd love to know if your baby self-settles or you're struggling at the minute. just pop some questions down below that you might want to ask me. Maybe I could do a Q&A video on, you know, all these kind of mummy related questions. I would love to do that kind of thing. But yeah, let me know if your baby sleeps through or your baby doesn't, or your baby's never slept through, or your baby did sleep through and now they don't. Maybe you want some advice, some tips. Then just drop a message or drop me a comment down below and I'll get back to you. As I say, I'm no professional. I'm not like, oh my god, here's all my tips, they're gonna work, this is all my here's my advice, it's gonna work for every baby, because it probably will, it might not. But these are just some of the things that we did to help Harrison, and now he just self-settles, which is good. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.